Here's something you might not know about King Midas. Everybody knows the Golden Touch story, but he actually has another story that takes place after that. King Midas was asked to be a judge in a music competition between Apollo and a satyr. All the judges picked Apollo as the winner except King Midas. He picked the satyr as the winner. And Apollo didn't like that, so he told Midas, "Buddy, you must have the ears of an ass." And right on cue, Midas's ears transformed into donkey ears. Midas was embarrassed and didn't want people to know about this, so he kept the ears hidden. The only other person who knew about them was his personal barber, who was so desperate to talk about it, he went outside, dug a hole in the ground, and screamed into it, "The king has the ears of an ass!" and reburied it. Well, in that exact spot, a tree grew, which was later made into flutes, and when they were blown into, they played the song, "The king has the ears of an ass." Because, yeah, that's how science works. So everybody found out. Hey, I need a mythical character for this anime I'm working on. Okay, well, how about Shuten Doji? He's the ruler of the Oni, a powerful, grotesque creature with a face so scary it actually used to be a mask that freaked people out. Oh, okay. So a sexy anime girl. What? Sexy anime girl. That's what we'll do with it. But how did you get that from what I said? Hey, buddy, this is an anime, okay? We need sexy anime girl. Well, then let's use a different monster, okay? There's tons of Japanese monsters that transform into sexy women, and Shuten Doji is not one of them. So what I got from that was sexy women, Shuten Doji, one of them. Are you insane? Yes. Man, when did everybody get so sensitive and easily offended? I tell you, people were not like this back in the day. Be kind and peaceful to one another. The fuck did that guy just say? Hey, why did the Egyptian god Khonshu get called into HR? Because he kept mooning everybody. Okay, Satan, we need to talk. I cannot handle the temperature down here. It's driving me crazy. Well, this is hell, my friend. It's supposed to be like that. Oh, come on, bro! There's no way it's supposed to be this cold! Say what? I'm freezing my ass off, man, and I'm wearing 3 layers right now. This is inhumane! Are you from Florida? Yeah, how'd you know? So here's a mythical creature who looms over her enemies. The Taka-onna from Japanese mythology. The name directly translates to tall woman. These creatures are created when a woman is too unattractive for any man to want to marry or sleep with. Their jealousy becomes so toxic it twists them into these creatures. Once they've taken this new monstrous form, they then go around harassing people and peeping through their windows. See, they do this because they're still bitter about the fact that they never got laid, so they want to go around ruining everyone else's chances at getting laid as well. Okay, incel. So yeah, guys, be careful which women you refuse to date, because then those women might become tall and irritating. Japan, what are we doing? Wisdom with Mimir. You aren't single because you're too nice. You're single because you don't know how to be social. Or you're ugly. One of the two. Fun fact. Do you know why we call our galaxy the Milky Way? Well, the answer is actually from Greek mythology. You see, when the legendary Heracles was just a baby, either Zeus or Athena, depending on the myth, decided that they should have him suck from Hera's teat because they knew that would give him divine strength. However, Hera didn't like Heracles very much, so they decided to do this while Hera was sleeping. Yeah, great plan. When Hera woke up and saw what was happening, she got pretty mad and thrust Heracles off her. But due to how suddenly this happened, this resulted in her teats spraying tons of her milk throughout the heavens and creating the Milky Way. So apparently all the secrets of the universe came from a woman's breasts. That's gotta be why guys stare at them all the time. Surely no other reason. How was Ravana defeated? Rama, avatar of the great god Vishnu, fired a divine arrow with the power of the gods directly into his heart and killed him. How was Duryodhana defeated? The Pandav brothers gathered every single ally they could find to wage a legendary war on their cousins, which claimed countless lives. How was Bhasmasur defeated?
Dance off, bro. Me and you.
Huh. Apparently nowadays people call the day I died Good Friday. Not sure where the word good comes into place there. I mean, I know the guy who came up with this didn't experience the crucifixion firsthand, but I was never under the impression it looked like a ton of fun. You think that's weird? They recently wrote a song about the night you were born, and it's called Silent Night. What's wrong with that? Was I making a lot of noise? Oh no, but a certain someone else was, because, you know, they were giving birth! Oh, and they were a virgin at the time. Yeah. Silent isn't the word me, Joseph, the innkeeper, the shepherds, the kings, or anyone within a 10-mile radius would have used to describe it. Hey, you know why Hercules never got kicked out of his home? Because he had a Hercules. Fun fact, did you know one of Hestia's sacred animals is a donkey? Would you like to know why? At one point in Greek mythology, Hestia was at a god party where she fell asleep, and then in walked the god Priapus. Priapus is the Greek god of penises, and he himself has one that can grow to be several feet long. Yeah, I'm not making that up. When Priapus saw the beautiful Hestia fast asleep at the party, he pulled a Zeus and decided he was going to force himself on her. However, a nearby donkey saw what he was trying to do before he could do it, and bleated so loudly it woke Hestia and alerted the other gods, who angrily chased Priapus out. Wow, the gods prevented an assault. That's unusual for Greek myth. So to thank the donkey, Hestia made it one of her sacred animals. I think we could all use a buddy like this. Guess the best way to guard your ass is with another ass. Hey man, did you create any new mythical creatures for us? Oh, you bet I did. This first creature is called a kappa. It enjoys reaching into people's buttholes and ripping out their anuses. Oh my god, why? Why the butthole? Well, you know, just because that's a really fun area for people to play with. And by the way, they also really enjoy the taste of cucumbers. Yeah, nice, long, thick cucumbers. Are you gay? Wow, hey, where'd you get that from? Well, it's just the way you talk about all this, you know? It really sounds like you're repressing something. Buddy, I am not gay, okay? I just went on a fishing trip like 6 years ago. You need to quit jumping to conclusions. Anyway, this next creature is called a shirime. It's a completely naked man who bends over and presents his ass to me. I mean, to people. Any people. Hey, in this Pokemon game, how do I get Magikarp to take me across the water? You need to teach it surf. Teach it surf? What does that mean? Basically, you're teaching it how to swim. It doesn't know how to swim? Not until you teach it. It's a fish. And you're a trainer, so train the thing. I used a rod to find this thing. It was in the water when I encountered it. Doesn't mean it knows how to swim. I really think it does. And that's why you're not a Pokemon master. Hey. What do you call a cow who becomes a Japanese warrior? A samurai. So here's a mythical creature who's a bit childish. The Tiyanak from Filipino mythology. See, what this creature likes to do is take the form of an innocent baby and cry out for help in the woods or something. And when people show up to try to help it, it takes its actual vampiric monster form and attacks them. Because no good deed goes unpunished. There are various stories as to where these creatures come from. Some say they're the souls of stillborn babies, some say they're the souls of unbaptized babies, some say they're the souls of aborted babies who want revenge on the people who aborted them, and some say they were never actually human and they're simply malevolent demons. Like most vampires, you can repel these things with garlic, but it is also said that the reason these creatures can't move on is because they were never given names. So if you give them a name, they can pass on. So I guess if you encounter a lone baby in the woods, try throwing garlic and random names at it and see what happens. I still think you're overreacting. Overreacting? Because of your negligence, multiple souls have escaped the underworld. They outsmarted me, okay? It could have happened to anybody. Really? Anybody would have chased after a tennis ball somebody threw in a random direction? Well, when you say it like that... Why? Why did you chase after it? I don't know, I felt like I should. I wasn't ready for it. It caught me off guard. Then why did you do it again when some other guy picked it up and threw it? He said I was a good boy. Yo mama's so fat she ate the Wendigo. Yo mama's so ugly the Skinwalker refused to take her form. Yo mama's so fat the Mahaha can't find her tickle spot. Yo mama's so dumb she keeps telling the Cherokee warriors, hey, you've got something on your face. Yo mama's so annoying Pocahontas begged her father to kill her. Yo mama's so fat the Kalupalik drowned when it tried to kidnap her. Yo mama's so dumb Coyote thinks tricking her is beneath him. Hey, why did the Chinese goddess create humans? Because the world needed some newer life forms. Here's something you might not know about Hel, the goddess. Hel's actually got it pretty good in the underworld. She lives in a big mansion, she's got servants and all kinds of stuff. However, what's a little weird and questionable are the names of her servants and stuff. Her plate is named Hunger, her knife is named Famine, her bed is named Sick Bed, and her two servants are both named Lazy Walker. I don't know about you, but I'm sensing some major red flags here. The words hunger and famine are not suggestive of the most fulfilling dining experience. I wouldn't go anywhere near a bed named Sick Bed, let alone spend the night in it. Think I'd avoid that thing like the plague. Literally. And what the hell kind of douchey-ass parents did those two servants have? When you name your kids lazy, aren't you setting them up to fail? Zeus, we need to talk about all these kids you keep having. I have kids? Yes, Zeus. Unprotected intercourse with every single woman you encounter will often result in having kids. Oh, who knew? Everyone but you. Anyway, these child support payments are bleeding you dry. What? That's horrible! Yeah, but I ran the numbers, and it looks like with a little bit of self-restraint... Why am I paying child support? I never agreed to that! Okay, I think you're focusing on the wrong thing here. Who do these women think they are? I'm gonna take care of this. Zeus, look, we both know you are not the kind of guy who knows how to handle this kind of situation. Yeah, I guess you're right. I'll let my wife handle it. No! Wisdom with Mimir. Your kid is fat because of you. You're the one who's been feeding him. He doesn't have any money or a driver's license. You have full control over what he can eat. So quit criticizing your kid for being fat. They're not the one who's screwed up here. Hey, what do you call a bird who becomes a Filipino vampire? A manananggal. So here's a mythical creature who's just kind of a dick. The Saci from Brazilian folklore. He's a magical, dark-skinned creature with one leg, a pipe, and an enchanted red cap, which allows him to teleport. Now, the Saci is a trickster, but he never causes any major problems. Instead, he prefers to cause every kind of minor inconvenience he can think of. This dude will hide your stuff, set your animals loose, tease your pets, spill your salt, spoil your food, burn your food, drop flies into your food. If you have a chicken egg that isn't hatching or a popcorn kernel that isn't popping, it's because of this asshole. There are ways to counter him, though. If you cross a river, he won't follow. If you give him some tobacco, he'll leave you alone. And if you steal that red cap of his, he'll grant you a wish in exchange for it back. But apparently that red cap is so smelly, it'll leave you with an odor you can never wash out, so is it worth it?
This is all your fault. You couldn't keep it in your pants. Your libido has endangered us all.
And now, pickup lines. Ooh. Girl, you're so hot you could melt all of Niflheim. I feel bad for Odin. I couldn't bear to look at you with only one of my eyes. You can call me Thiassi, 'cause I'm gonna carry you away with me. Baby, you've turned my little dwarf into a stone giant. I should give you a golden boar, because you are a goddess. Yes, I know Baldur's dying and all, but that's still a mistletoe, and you know what that means. Hey, you know why the other Olympians are annoyed with Dionysus? Because of the constant whining. Fun fact! Do you know where the dwarves originated from in Norse mythology? Well, it's an interesting story. It starts with Ymir. Ymir was the first giant, and he was so big that when he was eventually slain by the gods, his body became the world itself. Like, his curves became the mountains, his chest hair became the forests, his blood became the oceans, and so on and so on. However, what also happened was maggots started tunneling through his inner body, and as they ate through him, the parts that they ate through eventually solidified into tunnels and caverns, which would later be known as either Nidavellir or Svartalfheim, the realm of the dwarves, and those maggots themselves eventually evolved into dwarves. So yeah, in Norse myth, that's why dwarves live in caverns, and I guess that's supposed to be why they're small, because they used to be maggots. That must feel really weird.
You ruined everything, you stupid bitch. You ruined everything, you stupid, stupid bitch. You're just a lying little bitch who ruins things.
Dude, I love how creative Vishnu and Shiva's avatars are. Does Ganesh have any avatars? Oh, he does. His most important avatar is called Vinaraj, and when he takes that form, he has the head of an elephant. Wait, doesn't Ganesh already have the head of an elephant? Yes, but now the name is different. Okay. Does he have any other avatars? Oh yeah, he's got like 8 of them. Here, take a look. Bro, they all look the same. Like, exactly the same. Why even change their names? Like this one right here. Gajanana, what does that mean? Oh, he's a special one. See, his name translates to the Lord with the elephant face. They all have elephant faces! But different names. Hey, you know how many sides a pyramid has? 2. An inside and an outside. So here's a mythical creature with a pretty crappy way of defending itself. The Bonacon from Galatia. This is a bison-like creature with a horse's mane and backwards-facing horns. Though I'm not sure why it even has those horns, since the legend specifically says they are useless in a fight, and because of this, when the creature is under attack, it will spray its attacker with fiery acidic diarrhea. Then the creature runs away, leaving behind a trail of this deadly duty, which sometimes goes on for as long as 660 feet. That's a whole lot of fiery feces. Apparently anyone who tries to touch this poop can get severely burned or even killed. Though I'm not sure why anybody wants to touch it, to be honest. In medieval times, depictions of this creature were used for comedic effect. So apparently people always liked poop jokes, they were just a lot more hardcore back then. Yo, Heimdall, what you doing? Oh, you know, just standing here, guarding the Bifrost and keeping watch for Ragnarok every single second of every single day. You okay? I haven't slept in 38 years. Oh, well, maybe you should take a nap now and then. Oh, no, I know how this works. The second I take a break, Ragnarok will happen, and I won't be here to blow the horn, and then everyone will get mad at me. It's okay, I just think I need another coffee, or 7. How many coffees have you had? I don't know. I lost count. Ah! What the hell was that? Sorry, that's involuntary. It happens every few minutes. Death can't come fast enough. Alright, sir, we apparently need to come up with some new Japanese mythical creatures. Didn't we already make like 1 million? Yeah, but we're just gonna keep making more. Fine, how about this? Sir, that is a sandal. Not anymore. Now it's a monster. I cannot believe that worked. Got anything else? How about that? Why are you pointing at my foot? I think you know. Well, that happened. Alright, what's next? How about the wall? The wall? Yeah, the wall. Let's just say the wall's a monster. Why the hell not? Sir, look. We cannot just... I don't even care anymore. Hey, you know how many rulers ancient Egypt had? A fair amount. Here's something you might not know about Indra. Indra, the Hindu god of thunder and ruler of the Hindu gods, is also known as the one with 1,000 eyes. You want to know how he got those eyes? It started when Indra became infatuated with a beautiful woman who also happened to be the wife of a powerful sage. One day Indra decided enough is enough, and he went and he had his way with her. A thunder god king who bangs other people's wives. Now why does that sound familiar? When the sage found out, he was none too happy, and decided to curse Indra by covering his body in 1,000 vaginas. That's a new one. Indra spent a long time in seclusion and shame, but eventually the great god Brahma convinced the sage he'd been punished enough, so he turned the vaginas into eyes. Though I do wonder what a man living in solitude with a body covered in vaginas was doing with his spare time.
You know, Kratos, based on what I've heard about you, you seem to have matured quite a bit since you left Sparta.
Yes, well, I'm a father now, so obviously things are different.
You were a father before. You had a daughter. Her name was Calliope.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about all that. Well, I'm also an old man now, and with age comes change.
You're a god. You don't age.
Well, I have a beard now.
That's true. You do have a beard.
Beards change people. You ever think maybe the Greek gods are real? Nah, but that'd be funny. Can you imagine living in a world that was once ruled over by some old guy in a big white palace who spent all his spare time just trying to hook up with any woman he could, much to the detriment of his bitter, evil wife who couldn't stand him? You mean like Bill Clinton? Oh, yeah. Hey, what do you call ancient Mexican machinery? Aztec. I have a question about Persephone. So, in Greek mythology, if you eat the food in the underworld, you have to stay in the underworld. And Persephone once ate half a pomegranate, or 6 seeds of it, depending on the version you read, so she now has to spend half of every year in the underworld, because she ate half a pomegranate. But during that half a year she spends every year in the underworld, does she not eat anything else? Because if she did, then that would extend her stay, right? Does she just starve for half of every year? Or is the food in the underworld just awful? Like, is that pomegranate she ate just so bad she doesn't want any more? Is that why she only ate half of it? Could be. So here's a mythical creature who's definitely a shower. The Tambaloslos from Filipino folklore. Yeah, let's just cut to the chase. The defining characteristic of this thing is the insanely large dingle-dongle. How did he get it? Well, this guy is a very mischievous and maniacal character, so at one point one of the gods decided to punish him by growing his scrotum to a very inconvenient size. There's a punishment. The creature has many similarities to the tikbalong, like kidnapping women, getting people lost in the woods, mischievousness, sometimes being depicted with long limbs, a mane, and hooves. Plus, he can be defeated by wearing your clothes inside out, because apparently that'll make him laugh so hard that his upper lip will cover up his eyes. Bro, who laughs like that? But they also have unique characteristics. They are often depicted with very black skin and large protruding lips. Hold up. Welcome to the Chinese Kingdom of the Gods. Right over there is our garden where we grow peaches of immortality. Across from it is our alchemy lab where we are currently working on some pills of immortality. Later tonight in the dining hall we will be serving wine of immortality, not to be confused with the elixir of immortality. Wow, there really seem to be a lot of things in China that grant immortality. Oh, I really don't think there's that many. It just seems like that's sometimes. Oh, hey, whoa! Get your finger out of your nose! Stop trying to eat the boogers of immortality. Wisdom. With Mimir. You don't deserve praise just because you have kids. If anything, you deserve to be criticized for contributing to overpopulation. The lines at Disneyland are long enough as it is. Hey, you know what happens when you cut Shenlong in half? he becomes Shen Short. Or Shen Midsize. Fun fact! Did you know that God of War 2 had a few voice actor in-jokes going on? For example, to voice Athena, they got the same actress who voiced Athena in the game Age of Mythology. And to voice Perseus, they got the same actor who had played Perseus in the Clash of the Titans movie. Pretty cool, huh? But what I find really interesting is to play Zeus, they got Corey Burton, the man who had previously voiced Zeus in the Disney Hercules TV show. Yeah, same character, very different performance. My Emperor, good news. We have successfully procured all of the terracotta we could possibly need for when we eventually have to build your tomb. Well then, I guess you could say we've gotta a lotta terracotta. You're no fun. Execute him. What? Hey, you know why Zeus keeps taking the forms of different animals? Well, because animals have always been associated with zoos. Fun fact! A while back, I did a video about a Japanese yokai named Tamama no Mei, an evil spirit who would seduce her way into positions alongside powerful rulers, and then convince those rulers to do absolutely horrific things. The story says after she was killed, her spirit continued to haunt a nearby rock, which would bring death to any who touched it. Now, there's some debate as to what happened to this rock, but many believe it to be a stone which has come to be known as Seisho Seki, the Killing Stone, which can be found in the volcanic mountains of Nasu. And what's a little alarming is the fact that that stone was recently found broken in half, causing many to think that the spirit is now on the loose. Apparently it was broken by weather conditions, but just to be safe, the government did host a ceremony with prayers to pacify any spirits. I'm just gonna say it though, in her tale people tried praying her powers away and it didn't work, so be on the lookout for any powerful rulers suddenly doing evil stuff. Hold up. And now, pickup lines. Girl, you've got a kind of beauty even Heimdall's never seen before. Somebody's gonna have to tell the God of War he's no longer the top tier. Better watch out for Hati, 'cause you are my moon. Nah, baby, that's not the world serpent. I'm just real happy to see you. Not even Ratatoskr could find anything bad to say about a woman like you. Are you the sun? Because your presence has made my dwarf rock hard. I have a question about how Zeus handled the Titans. So after the Titan War, Zeus and the gods threw the Titans in Tartarus for eternity because they were immortal and they couldn't be killed. But here's the thing, Zeus can take immortality away. We know this because when there was a failed coup against him, Zeus punished Apollo and Poseidon by making them be mortal for a while. He took their immortality away and gave it back to them later. So why didn't he make the Titans mortal and then kill them? Or just make them mortal and make them live out their lives as humans and then die? I mean, you might say, oh, he can only do that to his family members. Well, the Titans are his family members. Oh, maybe he can only do it to people younger than him. Well, Poseidon is older than him and he did it to him, so what the heck? Did he not have that ability at the time? Did he develop it later? And maybe now he just doesn't want to trek through Tartarus to find the Titans? I don't know, what do you think? Hey, why do people think the Hesperides tree is in Agrabah? Because it's guarded by Aladdin. So here's a mythical creature who definitely looks better from the front. The Mavka from Slavic mythology. Mavka are the restless spirits of people who died prematurely, typically young women or unbaptized babies. Man, that really seems to be a common theme in myths. What's particularly creepy about Mavka is they don't have skin on their backside, so if they turn around, you can see their insides. Because of this, Mavka will grow their hair very long in order to cover their backsides, and if you encounter one, they'll usually ask for a comb or hairbrush. If you don't have it, they'll kill you. If you do have it, though, they'll comb their hair and leave you alone, so keep combs on you in Slavic territories. Not all Mavka are that nice, though. Some of them will go out of their way to lure men to their lair with their beauty, and then proceed to tickle the men to death. You know, in my personal girlfriend experience, women are a lot easier to tickle than guys, so wonder what would happen if you tickled this thing back. So, did you ever watch any really cool shows as a kid? Oh yeah. Like there was this one show where these two kids find the severed body part of a mythical beast. Whoa, really? And then they find out it can grant wishes, so they use it to send themselves into another dimension. That sounds pretty awesome. And that dimension is filled with all kinds of creatures, like giants, sentient trees, fire-breathing dragons. Okay, bro, you have got to show me this. What's it called?
Dragon tales, dragon tales. It's almost time for dragon tales.
This is not what you described. This is exactly what I described. My god is superior to your gods. Your god is a falsehood. My god is truth. You are all fools. My gods are the only ones that make sense. They're fighting again. Are they still fighting about us? Yup. This is ridiculous. One of us should really go down there. I ain't going down there. Last time I went down there, they killed me. Oh, get over it already. They killed me too, and I've been down there like 9 times. How about I go down there? No! Hey, you know what Zeus said when he finally found someone to hold up the sky? At last. Here's something you might not know about Amaterasu and her husband. Many know that Amaterasu was married to the moon god Tsukuyomi, but do you know why they eventually split up? At one point, Amaterasu sent her husband to visit Ukemochi, the goddess of food, and a friend of Amaterasu. Upon arriving, Ukemochi had provided a huge feast for Tsukuyomi to eat, which he enjoyed thoroughly, so he asked her how she had prepared it. He was none too pleased to find out that she created all the food by vomiting it all out of her mouth. So he of course reacted the proper way by chopping her head clean off. Real gentleman. Amaterasu was horrified to hear about what her husband had done. Yeah, it is a bit of a red flag, so she decided she didn't want to be with him anymore. This is the Japanese explanation for why day and night are always separate from each other. 'Cause night is a freaking psycho who murders your friends.
Oh my god. 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 Oh my god.
Yo mama's so fat when the Aztec priests cut into her, they could not find her heart. Yo mama's so ugly, the conquistadors turned their ships around. Yo mama's so thirsty, she tried to use the statue of Quetzalcoatl as a dildo. Yo mama's so annoying, she's the reason the Aztec gods keep trying to wipe out the human race. Yo mama's so ugly, she scared the Shinnek's soul out of his body. Yo mama's so poor, she's the one who lost the city of gold to debt. Yo mama's so fat, when she walked up the step pyramid, every single floor of it became ground level. Hey, you know why Asians don't rise from the dead? Because their parents won't tolerate zombies, only zom-A's. Fun fact, have you ever heard of mummy brown? Well, it was a type of paint very popular in Europe during the 19th century. It was made out of white pitch, myrrh, and the ground-up remains of Egyptian mummies. I'm not messing with you. Seriously, who the heck was looking at mummies and going, oh, yeah, I'll bet we could paint stuff with that? Apparently people like this paint because it had really good transparency, and it was good for glazes, shading, and flesh tones. But the downside was due to the ammonia and fat particles in it, it would randomly affect the other colors, and it would crack over time. In the 20th century, people stopped buying mummy brown because, well, they found out what was in it. Apparently they didn't know before. I guess the name didn't give it away. In fact, one artist, upon finding out there were human remains in his paint, decided to give the paint a proper burial in his garden. Mummy Brown is still a thing today, but we have since changed the ingredients. Allegedly. You can't get away from me, buddy. I'm a werewolf. My enhanced sense of smell can pick up scents from miles away. There's no escape. Enhanced sense of smell, you say? That's not fair! I think I'm gonna be sick! Oh, it hurts! It actually hurts! What the hell have you been eating, you sick fuck? So, Dracula, why exactly is the sun deadly to you? It's not. It isn't? No. Is that a common belief? Why do people think that? Well, it's just... Well, how come you never go out during the day? Oh, that. Well, actually... No. Dracula, get out of bed already! Go away. Dude, it is 5 in the afternoon! Midnight is my afternoon. Okay, I gotta ask. You know a lot of the classic movie monsters like Frankenstein, the Mummy, zombies, Michael Myers? You ever notice they all move at like 1 mile an hour? People are always trying to run away from them until the monster's out of sight and then the monster sneaks up on them later, or people try to hide from the monster and then the monster finds them, but they're moving so slow, why can't we avoid them by just walking at a brisk pace? Like, have them still in your sight but out of reach as, you walk backwards. Like, that's a good way to avoid them, I would think. I've never seen any of them run, except zombies in later editions, but why can't you just lure them into a trap or something that way? Hell, Michael only kills people on Halloween. Why doesn't the town, coordinate, hey, whoever spots Michael, just keep him at an arm's length distance until the night is up, and then he'll stop killing people? I don't know, is there something wrong with that idea? So here's a mythical creature who's a bit on the heavy side, the new Peppo from Japanese mythology. This creature is basically a walking mound of grotesque fat flabs, with barely discernible facial features in there somewhere. Relatable. But it's not just the appearance that puts people off. This thing is also constantly emitting a disgusting odor, like the smell of rotting meat. What's weird about this guy, though, is he doesn't really do anything. He just kind of hangs out and is gross. But that's enough for people to try to kill him. However, he can actually outrun just about anyone. But if you do manage to catch it and eat a piece of its smelly, disgusting flesh, it will grant you eternal youth and power. Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. Apparently this creature's name is also a slang term for women who wear way too much makeup. Not sure what you're trying to say there, Japan. Wisdom with Mimir. You technically only need a driver's license when you get pulled over. So if you were truly confident in your driving ability, you'd leave the license at home. Dude, this Abraham guy is so gullible. Oh, Dad, I wish you'd quit messing with him. Oh, relax, son. We've done a lot of nice things for him. A little joke here and there isn't gonna do any harm. You told him to cut off the tip of his penis. I didn't think he'd actually do it. Come on, that's more on him than me. I was obviously kidding. Besides, it's nothing compared to what happened yesterday. I may have gotten a little too carried away and told him I wanted him to kill his own kid. Oh, come on, Dad! Relax, I was just messing with him, okay? The angels and I all had a good laugh about it afterward. Well, how did Abraham feel? About what? When you told him you weren't serious? Oh, shit! Hey, what kind of music do the Norse gods play during the apocalypse? Ragnarok. Here's something you might not know about Thor's kids. Many people know at this point that Thor has 2 sons named Magni and Modi, but did you know Thor also has a daughter? Yes, the daughter of the god Thor and the goddess Sif is named Thrud. And interestingly, there is also a Valkyrie named Thrud in Valhalla. It's unclear whether or not these two are supposed to be the same person, but I like to think they are. Unfortunately, information on Thrud is very scarce. We actually mainly know her through other people's titles. Like, at one point, Thor is referred to as the father of Thrud, and there's also a character who is at one point referred to as being engaged to Thrud, and the stone giant Hrungnir is at one point referred to as the thief of Thrud. I guess suggesting he kidnapped her at one point, but there don't seem to be any stories about that. But regardless, a Valkyrie daughter of Thor sounds like a really badass idea. Really hoping she starts popping up in pop culture. Dionysus, I need your help. I may have turned my daughter to gold. Oh, dang. Well, geez, how did that happen? Daddy, I don't like that you turned all the flowers into gold. Now they don't smell as nice as they used to. Honestly, why did you even make a wish like that? You're already a wealthy king. Do you really need more gold? Why didn't you wish for, like, wisdom or food to help all your people? It seems like your wish was just a way to help the rich get richer. You know, I've been taking a sociology class, and they say money is actually the root of all evil, so I really think you're... Oh no, look what happened by accident. I will happily grant your wishes, young man, but there are 3 rules. You cannot wish for life, you cannot wish for death, and you cannot wish for love. I wish that the Disney live-action remakes were the only versions anyone could watch anymore. Okay, there are 4 rules. Hey, you know why Orpheus and his wife aren't together anymore? Because he turned on her. Fun fact. A lot of people these days seem to think that you can turn Medusa, or really any Gorgon, to stone by simply showing them their reflection.
There was Medusa, queen of the Gorgons. Her gaze turned men to stone. A mirror would turn her own powers against her.
But that's actually not true at all. That's not how it works. And we know this because of the actual myth of Perseus and Medusa. In that story, he is given a reflective mirror shield, which he actively uses during his fight with her to look at her reflection in the shield so he can find her and kill her. So, clearly looking at Medusa's reflection does not cause whoever sees that to turn to stone. You have to look at her in person. Otherwise, Perseus would be stone. Pretty simple. Come on, Henry. Come back to us. Come play Superman again. You know you want to. I just don't want to get burned again. No, Henry, we've changed. It'll be different this time. We're gonna give you more movies and crossovers. It's all gonna be done exactly the way you want it. We're building up a rivalry between you and Black Adam, and we want you personally to announce all of this online. It will be 100% confirmed if you say yes. I can't. I'm with The Witcher now. We both know you're not happy with them, Henry. You said yourself they haven't been loyal and respectful to the source material. Come on, they don't treat you right, Henry. Dump them. Okay. Alright, I'm all yours. Nah, I changed my mind. What? I think we should just reboot it, you know? Get someone younger. But you just told me to— Yeah, good talk, Henry. You know where the door is. Hey man, sorry to hear you lost your job. Oh no, it's okay, I got a new job. Really? Doing what? I'm writing speeches now, really important ones too. Oh, speaking of which, here's my boss. There you go, sir.
Thank you very much.
Wait, I thought you didn't know how to write. I don't. Why, is that important?
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to excuse me.
Hey, what do you get if you leave your fireplace lit on Christmas Eve? A crispy Kringle. So here's a mythical creature who is neither holly nor jolly, Grilla from Icelandic folklore. Grilla is one of the monsters of Christmas. She is an evil elderly woman who also happens to be either a giant or an ogre. She spends the holiday season going around asking parents to give her their naughty children, which she then sticks in a bag, takes home, cooks up in a cauldron, and eats. Parents can stop Grilla from taking their kids, though, by giving her some other kind of food, or just chasing her away. Are there any parents who wouldn't try to do that? Brilla's not the only monster in her family. Her kids are the 13 mischievous creatures known as the Yule Lads, and her pet is the Yule Cat, which I made a video on before. Some stories say she and her kids used to be human until one year when they all got so hungry they cooked up and ate her husband, an act so evil it turned them into monsters. Brilla is yet another example of a story where parents try to get their kids to behave by scaring the living hell out of them. Alright, let's get started. What seems to be the issue? Ever since God of War Ragnarok came out, he hasn't stopped playing it. It's literally all he spends his day doing. So what seems to be the issue? Yo mama's so fat, everyone keeps telling her what they want for Christmas. Yo mama's so dumb, she wrote her Christmas letter to Satan. Yo mama's so poor, when people give her gifts, they get a tax write-off. Yo mama's so annoying, she's the reason Jesus won't come back. Yo mama's so short, Will Ferrell asked her why she isn't at the North Pole. Yo mama's so fat, she ate the cookies and milk before Santa could. And the children before Krampus could. Yo mama's so old, she spent her first Christmas telling a married couple they'd have to stay in the manger. Oh, and, Merry Christmas. Hey, what did the Aztecs call their lost city of snack food? El Dorito.
Winter is coming.
There's a line we all know, but do you know the mythical story that inspired it? See, apparently the reason in Game of Thrones that winter is such a big deal is because when it comes, it lasts for years at a time, and, as we the viewers know, the winter Ned Stark is referring to is going to bring with it an army of White Walkers, which are basically zombies. This plot point is very likely inspired by a story in Norse mythology known as Fimbulwinter. Fimbulwinter is a 3-year-long winter, which will happen immediately before Ragnarok, the end of the world, where all 9 realms will go to war with each other, including an army of Droger, which are the Norse version of zombies. Now, some of you are probably thinking, wait, but in Season 8 of Game of Thrones, winter barely lasted any time at all. Yeah, we don't talk about Season 8. Since you kids enjoyed the Moon Knight show so much, I figured we could learn some actual Egyptian mythology. Yeah? Sounds good. Let's start at the beginning. The first god was Atum, and the first thing he did was master... Wow. Dude really wasted no time. You know what, kids? Let's forget Atum. He's not even that well known. Let's focus on Set and Horus. Yeah, those two are well known. These two used to battle, and one time Set attacked Horus by master... How does that work? What kind of battle strategy... You know what, kids? Let's not focus on anything morbid. Let's look at a wholesome story. Yes, Horus and his mother. At one point, Horus went to his mother, and she helped him to master... Okay, what the heck, Egypt? Seriously? What is with all the meat beating? Wisdom with Mimir. Why do we have to make appointments with fortune tellers? Don't they already know we're coming? Also, why are they even selling their services? Why don't they just buy lottery tickets? You know, I think I figured out why our girlfriends can never decide where they want to eat. 'Cause the first time a woman decided what she wanted to eat, she got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. I'd be indecisive too after that. So here's a mythical creature who really loves the steam. The Bannock from Slavic folklore. Bannocks are freaky little creatures who always hang out in people's bathhouses. Bathhouses were important in Slavic culture. They were part of the preparation process for weddings, and they were where women would go to give birth. So it was in the people's best interest to keep the Bannocks happy, because if you went into a bathhouse with an angry Bannock, it would either strangle you or pour boiling water over your head. To appease the Bannocks, people would always leave a bathhouse open that they could use freely. They would also leave out soap and water for the Bannock. It was also believed that the Bannock would often invite other mythical creatures to hang out with it in the bathhouse. You could also go in and ask a Bannock what your future holds, and it would tell you by caressing your back. A warm hand meant a good future, and a cold hand meant a bad future. Or sometimes it would just pinch you. Really starting to sound like dude bros here.
And now, pickup lines. Are you a cat goddess? 'Cause you're the best woman I've ever seen. Looks like someone'll have to tell the pharaoh that I found a new person to worship. I guess I can't pass into the afterlife, 'cause my heart will always be with you. Even the Sahara Desert can't create the level of thirst I'm feeling right now. Being away from you stings me with a venom greater than the 7 scorpions. Have you ever been to Egypt? 'Cause that would explain why there are so many stories of the gods touching themselves. Okay, Mochi, are you alright in there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, I mean, you don't sound so good. Are you sick?
No, not sick. I'm fine.
Are you sure? I mean, you've been in the bathroom for a long time.
Oh no, this isn't a bathroom. This is the kitchen.
Kitchen? What are you doing in there?
I'm making dinner for you.
What? Hey, what do people call Kratos when he goes insane? Kratos. Fun fact! Pretty much everyone knows about the Latin zodiac signs and the Chinese zodiac signs, but not a lot of people seem to know that there are also Native American zodiac signs. And what's really fun about it is, since this comes from a completely different continent than those other ones, the Native American zodiac includes animals we don't typically see in zodiacs, like bears, beavers, otters, woodpeckers, and salmon. Salmon! Now, similar to the Latin zodiac, your Native American animal depends on your birthday rather than your birth year. However, your animal can also change depending on whether you're in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. Apparently, I am a goose. So that's where my darkness comes from. Hey there, man! How's it hanging? Oh my god! I mean, holy crap! I mean, Jesus Christ! What are you doing here? What am I doing here? I'm here to celebrate my birthday, man! That's what December's all about! It's February 3rd, Jesus. Oh, is it? Is it really? And you're aware of that? Great! Then why are your Christmas lights still up? Alright, Mr. Koalamos, it seems Susan has put you in charge of all of our new policies. Yeah, she really liked my removing the dislikes idea. Anyway, a recent problem on this site is the huge rise of scammers and bot accounts. We really need to do something about this. Yeah, I don't care about any of that. What's really important is look at this video someone put up. It has violence in it. Sir, that's a video game. It's very obviously not real. Demonetize all these videos or you're fired. Also, I heard people sometimes say naughty words on this website. Well, yeah, but sir, this website isn't for kids. We have a separate app for that and you can't even monetize it. Yeah, but I think these videos should also be kid-friendly. Demonetize anything that isn't. Wait, you want people to make kid-friendly content that isn't for kids? Exactly! That doesn't make any sense! YouTube doesn't make sense. Hey, check it out. This is Hrung near, and this is Hrung far. Here's something you might not know about Thor. Throughout his appearances in poetry and literature, Thor has had many names and titles, which I will now list, and apologies for the bad pronunciations that are about to happen. First and most obviously, Thor. Next up, Asabrag, which means Aesir Lord. Asa Thor, which means Aesir Thor. Atli, the Terrible. Bjorn, Bear. Einridi, the one who rides alone. Enelang, the one with the wide forehead. Hardhugadr, which means strong or powerful or fierce. Hardvur, which means the strong archer. Hloridi, which basically means loud. Okuthor, Cat Thor. Rím, noisy. Sonung, the true one. Vithorm, protector of the shrine. Vud or Vur, guard of the shrine. Not sure what the difference is there. And Vingthor, Battle Thor. Hey guys, thanks for coming to the meeting. I got some refreshments for all of you. And I was hoping we could... What did you do that for? What'd I do what for?
Whatever. Anyway, if you guys will just take a look at these reports right here, we really need to... You just gonna keep doing that? Keep doing what?
The way you feel,
One kiss is all it takes.
falling in love with me.
I have a question about Asclepius. See, in Greek mythology, there was a man named Asclepius who was such a good healer, he eventually started bringing people back from the dead. And the Fates weren't happy about this because this undid the work they had done measuring and cutting the threads of life. So they went and complained to Zeus about it, and Zeus ended up killing him. But here's the thing. Didn't the Fates decide Asclepius's actions in the first place? That's what they do when they measure out the threads of life. Why did they have him do things they didn't want him doing? Or even if they didn't, they're still able to alter people's fates, so why didn't they just make him stop doing it? Or even if they can't do that, if they wanted him dead, why didn't they just cut his thread of life? Could have done that at any time. Here's something you might not know about Dobby, or really house elves in general. The house elves from the Harry Potter series are actually loosely based on a Celtic mythical creature called a brownie. No, not the edible kind. Brownies are little Celtic spirits that live in your household with you, and at night they come out and do all your chores for you, in exchange for you leaving out some snacks or drinks for them. They also play pranks on any lazy servants you may have, and have an array of different mischievous magical powers. They typically wear rags or just straight up nothing, but if you ever give them clothes, they'll leave. Forever. For some reason. There's also a Celtic fairy tale with a similar premise called Jamie O'Rourke and the Puka. In this story, a Puka has been cursed to spend every night cleaning up random people's houses until the main character gives the Puka a coat, which lifts his curse and restores his freedom. Sound familiar?
Oh yeah? Well, I bet my dad could beat up your dad.
Excuse me, Jesus?
Yeah? Oh, sorry. Did you mean
Oh no, just one, the guy I said.
we're all called
Oh, well, the one who is named, Jesus.
same again? We're all
Hey, you know why the people of Jerusalem didn't trust the Messiah? Because he was Jesus.